Good morning, Academy 55. David Card here on 5 to 8 on Friday, the 7th of February 2025. Looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame with our indicator and strategy. Also looking at the 5 minute time frame, which we are on right now to see if we can get that 5 minute candle into one of these zones here, the buy zone or the sell zone for extra confirmation. Before we carry on, let's go and have a look at the bigger picture. So we're going to go on to the daily time frame. Yesterday, oh, right, this is from yesterday. I took 1% yesterday on a trade. It was going an awful long time. Price was ranging, so I decided to tap out at 1% instead of going for the 2%. And hindsight, price did retrace to the stop loss just about before going for the 2% eventually, but I would have been stopped out by like half a pip. So, but it was going on a long time, and it was a rangy sort of market, which we've had very for a lot. So I decided to take it out yesterday. Anyway, full the video, as always, will be seen in the back office by yourselves. Um, but let's concentrate on today. We're in a get rid of that more noise. We're in a on the daily time frame, and we can see yesterday we had a indecisive decision, but we were going on the downside. Today there's a little bit of a wick on the top, a little bit of indecision, but we are sort of stabilizing around this area here. And incidentally, looking at this blue thing, Euro consolidates near the 104 ahead of Friday's non-farm payroll. So everybody's anticipating what's going to happen at 1:30 today. Non-farm payroll, big news. Where pips can move like 25, 50 pips, 100 pips. I've even seen 200 on occasions. Don't know how bad it's going to be. But if you was going to be investing a lot of dollars, would you want to invest just before the news at 1:30? Most people wouldn't. So therefore, I'm afraid we're going to maybe see consolidation is going to be the thing leading up to the non-farm payroll at least. But we, having said that, we only want to make like a 6 to 10 pip move, which is not very big in the scheme of things. So let's see if we can sort of determine. Well, this is what this is all about. Looking forward to the non-farm payroll. Not a lot of action. That's on the 4 hourly. Sorry, that's on the daily. Going down to the 4 hourly, we can see the same effect really played out a little closer to home, so it's easier to see. Sort of consolidatory indecision, wick below indecision, wick below indecision, but they are tending to go on the buy side. So let's see if there's any points of interest on the 4 hourly. What we're doing now, sorry. Turn it to a line candle. Any significant points? If I scooch that up a bit, it's easy to see the points. So right there, for example, that is a good one because horizontal line. Sort of a resistance there, support there. And that's where we are at the minute. And this area here, resistance there, kind of price stayed along there for 4 hours. And oh look, that's on the key area. That's the 104. That's the price where they just said that price might want to head to and stay there until non-farm payroll. So let's go down to the hourly. And there is that area there cleaned up a bit, I think. And this area here is quite significant where we are right now on the hourly. We've got one touch there, two touches, three touches there. And I think I'll draw that one down there and all. Because we got one, two touches there. And yet it was resistance there before it carried on up. So that could be quite significant. So we'll leave it at that. Turn it back onto the ordinary candles on the 1 hour. We have a wee bit of imbalance up here. On this candle here. We may wish to be getting onto there. Of course, this candle is all in balance. We won't do that one though. But that's the only significant bit of imbalance on this candle here. But that's after the 104. So we can take it, if price gets to this area here, we may see more consolidation. Is there a flag? This is a flag pattern. So we could see buying power still here. But will they want to take that out, that imbalance first? So let's go down to the 5-minute time frame. And that's where we drew our line. Look, it's respecting that line. We have a horizontal ray there. Sell zone. We've also got a buy zone here. So this is the field we're sitting in. So we go down to the minute. Put our indicators back on. And we're not in any zones for the confirmation that we need really. Although before I came, I know that there was a sell zone here. It's breezed past that, but it's respecting that line now. So effectively, we are in sell territory. And this is the scenario we'd be looking for a sell. 2.2 pips minimum would be there. Could be more than that, of course. But this is what the sell would look like if one presented itself at this moment in time. And all we got to do as happy little campers and traders is wait for things, because the next alert is a sell alert, because this is how this indicator works. We get a buy, a sell, a buy, a sell, a buy. So the next one is a sell. So, and we know we're in sort of sell zone territory. We've got these hurdles for price to look at and either bounce along or break. So they're points of interest. So for example, if this scenario, if we had a sell, all of a sudden it was red, red, red for a sell, because my entry is just below that point there, I might want to see price get there to prove to me that it's actually broken that area, not bounced along it, and then because it could go up again. So I'd want my entry to be down there, and I'd want a bit more confirmation that indeed we may have broken that area. So being a point of interest, so it helps me determine, gives you a bit more of a knowledge of what price is capable of doing, and so forth. I can sort of read that into my trade and maybe wait for a little bit more confirmation. So that's if that scenario happened, but we're still merrily going on up. So in the meantime, let's just play you this.
Hi, this is Steve, and in this short video I'm going to just show you the settings for the Trade Assistant to make sure that you've got the minimum 2 pip stop loss on the Euro USD or any currency pair, and how you set it for if you're trading a commodity like the US 100, because the settings are slightly different. So here you can see we're on the Euro USD chart here. I've got my risk to reward on the Trade Assistant locked at 2 to 1. I've got my risk balance at 1%. Lot calculator is on, and my little purple button here between the buy and sell is also activated. So we're ready to bring the Trade Assistant onto the chart. Now you'll notice here that we've got the stop loss set at 20. That indicates 2 pips when you're on a currency pair. And we can actually change that here by typing over it. So if I type in there 40 and just tab off here, you can see now we've got a stop loss of 4 pips because we're on a currency pair. In this example, it's Euro USD, but it could be Euro GBP or any currency pair. So let's just put that back to 20 for our 2 pips. We'll click off here, and now we'll just put the lines on so that you can see that is showing us 2 pips over here on the actual tool, ready to actually get involved with a trade if that's what we were going to do. But that's not what we're here for now. I'm going to click off the lines here, and what we're going to do is we're going to change our chart from Euro USD to US 100, and I can do that by dragging it onto the screen here. You'll see it now switch over to US 100. And now you can see that stop loss says 20, and that's wrong for a commodity. So what we want to do here is come in here and type 2000. This is the equivalent of 2 pips on a commodity such as US 100. So now when I put the lines on, you'll see we've got the number 2000 here, and if I just zoom around, you'll notice the 2 to 1 still applies, 2000 and 4000 here, where we've got a $1,000 trade in place, risking $1,000 to win $2,000. So that's the number that you need to get your 2 pip minimum on. So the minimum number would be 2,000. You could have anything above that if you're on a commodity like US 100, and the number will be 20, which is 2 pips equivalent if you're on a currency pair such as Euro USD. Hopefully you found this useful, and thanks very much for watching.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. So during all that, as you can see, we are probably in another sell zone now. Doesn't change our situation. We are looking for a sell. So get my MT4 ready, put my lines on, make sure that's floating. I want to be a minimum of 2.2 pips away, so I write 22 in there, come off that, and then it goes to 22. But I've got a float face. I've got the sell and buy facing the wrong way, so you press R to flip it around. And now I've got my stop loss there, floating with the entry that's floating. So if price does deem to go down to this area here, swallow that parabolic SAR up to put it above price. I will then put my stop loss there at the minute where it is and lock it in there, and then wait for everything to go red before I place a sell. And if if something isn't gone red, I mean, if 2 out of the 3 is green still, no, sorry, if 1 out of the 3 is green still and the other 2 are red, that's when I lock my stop loss there, and then I could be increasing my stop loss to my entry, waiting for the other part of the indicator to go red before I'm in a trade. So effectively, price could be down here before things go red. But as you can see, we are intent on still going up. We know we're in a sell zone. So things haven't changed for us anyway, really. The only thing we have to guard against is the actual going sideways. I'll turn it back over to TradingView. The little wheel there did tell us that it wants to stay around the 104 area, which is just up here anyway. So it might not want to do it all at one go. But this is the key area here, which we will also mark out because that's a psychological area where traders like to put in trades, take trades out, long term and short term. So that's a psychological area, and we've got this other support and resistance line here. There isn't too much difference between the two, but this is where they said price might wish to consolidate around this area until non-farm payroll, which is at 1:30 our time. In another, oh God, maths this hour in the morning. 5 hours and 15, is it? Yeah, 5 hours and 15 minutes time, more or less. So they could be doing this until that time, or they may be coming down to take some more orders before it's heading up. But this is a sort of range area. Don't expect any more than that today. Not unless something that we are not aware of happening. And incidentally, we got show you. We've got Euro news at 8:45, a speech. So usually that's already factored in, because being a speech, it'll be texted and it might be a bit of good news or bad news for the euro, but it's probably been all factored in. So I'm not expecting to see any big all of a sudden it gets to 8:45 and all of a sudden you'll see 10 or 20 pips one way or 10 or 20 pips the other. I don't think that'll happen. And all the time I'm dragging that up. And now you can see I'm away from that line when it was down there. If I was in that scenario, I'd want price to be down here to prove to me it broke that line. But now we're up here. Everything's golden if it decides to sell. But if we get up to here, exactly the same scenario as down there, I'd want to see price breaking that area. Because if we were here, for example, would price bounce or break up to the upside again? So that's why these lines are a point of interest to me. But depending on the time of the day, depending on the time of the hour, there may very well be enough volume to sweep past that anyway. But these are just points of interest to make you think a bit about your decisions where you are in the trade, whether you want to put your stop loss to your entry or whatever. Nice to see so many people on this morning. Lovely sunny day again here in Cornwall. Hope it's sunny where you are. Bit cold though, but it is February. So they are intent indeed on going up, perhaps maybe to these areas here. And there ain't nothing we can do about that. We just got to wait for things to turn around, if they turn around during our time together. Like yesterday, for example, we waited a long time. I was going to say what we did yesterday, but you know what? I forgot. So, got a lot of things on my mind at the minute. If you heard a rumbling sound, I'm not having experiencing an earthquake, or I'm not near a train station. That is the plumbing in our house at the moment. It has to be fixed. Somebody's gone to the toilet. Right, so we're in our juxtaposition of waiting. So while we're doing that, it'll be prudent to go and listen to Steve.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself, and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Thank you, who wrote that you're muted. Done it again, didn't I? Yep, sorry about that. That's good. I guess I like that. Anyway, thanks for that. Sorry about that. Keep doing that, don't I? So, that must have been from when I put the video on for Steve. This is quite a while ago, really, isn't it? But anyway, hey ho. So we know prices. They've told us that they think that price is going to mill around this area here until non-farm payroll. Doesn't mean to say that we can come down here and see we've got a wee bit of imbalance here, but they got that might be that's too close to call whether that is actually being filled or not because of that wick there. So maybe not. Everything else is covered. Mind you, they got a little bit there and all, so they might be coming down to do all that in an Elliott wave sort of form, sweeping down and then going back up again. So, yeah, we'll turn it back onto the minute, put our indicators back on. That's where we are at the minute. That's close enough to sort of want to go onto our MT4. Already got the 2.2 pips away. The volume has started to go red just a little bit. Parabolic R is above price. We need now, well, we need the alert, sell alert, that to go red, and that to go red. And then we could maybe get ourselves to sell. So we are, if this keeps coming down, obviously we will be ready for any eventuality. But we are essentially still going sideways, really, at the minute, on the minute. We know we've been in a sell zone. Nice, like I said before, but you might have missed it. Nice to see so many people on. We've got Anne R, Anne M, Chris P, Craig, Dale T, David, David F, Ian V, Max, Nove, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Pat, Raj, Steve D, and Steve H. Welcome to you all. I did that earlier on, but I might have been muted. So apologies if you heard it again. I wasn't sure whether I was muted then. Anyway, so we are indeed waiting. Like I said before, we have a very small target to go for, a monthly target. And the reason for that is, well, it's very doable. 10%, 12%, something like that is all you need to make a nice living using other people's money. Prop firm, when I say other people's money, other businesses' money, prop firm. And we proved time and time again that this Academy 55 strategy is good enough to pass your challenge and get you started using their money for your own finances, etc. Just a little reminder, all trades, any trades taken here are for educational purposes only. Right, so although we're going sideways, we're still tending to go up, even though we know we're in a sell zone. We're at that key zone area now, so we go back to near that key zone area there. I got ready just now because I thought we might have a deeper sell, but didn't transpire. Doesn't matter. We're not losing money. Let's just do this a minute. So price went into that area there. So if I get my time machine, it was in that area there at 7 o'clock. Surprise, surprise. Go down to the minute. And then we know we are looking for the next buy. Because it's after 7 o'clock as well when Europe banks wake up. You start business. So we're looking for the next buy. And indeed we get a buy there. Long position tool. Minimum of 2.2 pips away, which is there. 2 to 1, which is there. Buy alert there. So you would have been there. So that means your entry would have been there. And so that brings the 2 to 1 up to there. There we go. Let's see what happens. Ooh, close. Very close. But indeed, we came close to it there, but our stop loss was at where the red wave met the green. So I would call that a winner. So you would have started there roughly at 6 minutes past 7, and you would have got your 2% at like 7:40 if you were around. If anybody was around, congratulations. The rest of this is just for educational purposes only for yourself. Right, back to oh, we're going even more of a buy now. So I'm going to throw open the chat, I guess. So if anybody has any, hang on, how do you do that again? Here we go. Sorry. Right. So if anybody's got anything to say at all, any questions about what they've seen this morning, or even it's just to say hello, tell us where you're from in the world, if you want to. or anything at all about what you've seen this morning. No other technical questions than that, please. It's supposed to be about what we're seeing at the moment. So if you want to text anything, please do so. If not, just let's sit back and enjoy the sunshine. Right, I'm going to keep an eye on that. So what I could do is have a look. I haven't done this yet. See if there's anything happened yesterday evening. So I come off that and go on to US 100. Let's just take the indicators off. And some people like to trade between 6 and 8 in the evening. So indeed, that's what we'll have a look at. So if I go on the 5 minute and go down to Thursday, go to 1800 hours, there, and that's there 1800 hours. So again, if I get my time machine and go for 1800 hours, which is there, well, 52, it doesn't matter. That's 1800 hours there. So price is getting into the sell zone. So let's have a look. It's clipped the sell zone now. So we know that. So if I go down to the, so I can make this bigger now. If I go down to the 1 minute time frame, because we've been into the sell zone, the 1 minute time frame. So we're looking for the next sell. So I'll put the indicators on. And indeed, we have got a sell there now. So let's play that on. As you can see, the trend line isn't gone red. And indeed, another buy is coming into play now. But we are still looking for sells. So that happened hell of a quick. So hopefully you wouldn't have been in that one, because parallels are instantly flipped down again. And now it's not officially a sell. Let's see what happened here. I have to say that's probably a loser, because you probably would have got in. Hang on, let's see if we got our 2000 units. We don't know that yet. Short position. Ah, right. 2000 units is there. That's 2000 units, which is equivalent to 2 pips on a EUR USD. And that, in fact, would have been way down there. So no, we wouldn't be in that one, because we're too far away from the, see, that's too telling me that there's not a lot of volume going around at that time. And indeed, we would have been in that trade there, although we got the sell alert. Then the parallel saw flipped, so we wouldn't be able to get in. And then you would have put your stop loss there, keeping 2,000 units away. So you wouldn't even be in that one yet because you're too far away. Minimum 2,000 units. So there's hardly any volume at that time of night. These are very, very small, which is not usual for US 100. There's usually big candles. That's the sort of normal candle we usually see, and yet sideways action, not much volume in the candles at all. But we're now at 7:15 in the evening. We're not in a trade yet, and yet we can still activate off this sell if one happens. So here, you've got a red volume ribbon, red trend line. So there's where your stop loss would have been. So you possibly could have caught that candle there. Let's just see what happens. Oh my goodness, there we go. So there we go. That's what you could have happened, and that's by keeping 2,000 units, which is the equivalent of 2 pips away from the action. So that could have been a winner for you at 7:30 yesterday evening. Let us know if anybody was in that one or what they think about that. Very subjective, I know. But by keeping 2,000 units away, you're waiting for the volume to kick in. -3 in Chile Inverness. Whoa! How is the surfing in Newquay Fistral Beach at the moment, David? I haven't got a clue, Dale. I've never surfed. I was born half a mile away from Fistral Beach, but I've never actually been on a surfboard. I just couldn't see how they can get from horizontal to. I couldn't even do it when I was young. Certainly not now. But yeah, there's waves of there's waves of 6 to 8 feet as normal. There's a big place in Little Fistral called the Cribber, where waves can get to 20 foot plus, and some silly surfers, certain times of the year where it really is rough, they try to ride those waves. It's very dangerous, and that's just off the point at a place called Little Fistral. But yeah, that's all I can tell you, please. Anybody's coming down to this area at the moment. There is unfortunately, 4 dogs have lost their lives on Fistral Beach, where there is a thing called hemlock being washed up on the shore. And unfortunately, 4 dogs have lost their life in the last month. There's signs everywhere warning people if you're taking your dog for a walk. Yeah, it is sad down. Yeah. We're only having this chat because there's nothing here going on really. Keep your boy safe. Oh, indeed. We we don't we know what's going on. Funnily enough, I nearly went to Fistral the other day with Wilbur, my dog, but I took him on the headland instead. So everything's good. It gets very mucky, and I get in trouble with the wife if it gets too mucky. Your friend surfed the Cribber a few years ago, 15 to 20 foot, and got held down underwater for. Well, there you go, Dale. I rest my case. It's a very dangerous place. Not advisable, or even experienced surfers. It's not advisable. But I know what you guys are like, adrenaline junkies, and it's not illegal. So, right. So, could this be a watch out? I'll get rid of this little line here so we don't confuse. We already know we're in the cell zone. So I suggest maybe we will face sideways movement for the rest of the time until non-farm payroll news. Maybe like I said, we might get down into these areas here where there's imbalance, a wee bit of imbalance down there. May do, or non-farm payroll if it's assimilated the news. And they think it's bad news for the euro, good news for the dollar. Indeed, non-farm payroll news within 10 seconds could come down here and do what it wants and then head back up again if it wants to. It is that powerful, that non-farm payroll news. So that's why maybe the reason why they're not bothering with the imbalance at the moment, because they know it was good news for the dollar. The euro will plummet within 10 seconds, draw a spike, and then do what it does afterwards. That is the thing that happens. They use red flag news a lot of the time to hide where they are pushing the price. I didn't know whether you knew, but price is manipulated. Sorry to shock you like that. But yeah, so we're activating off this. If you are finishing this session with me, as I will in a minute, you may want to come back after 2:30 on the US 100 and have a look at the buy and sell zones in that one, and maybe wait for confirmations of price to get into the buy and sell of the US 100. 6 to 8 is quite a good time on the US 100, and also anything after 2:30 to about 4 o'clock-ish. You may wish to try that. But make sure you have a distance of 2,000 units on the US 100. Because as you saw earlier on, if I'd have taken those trades yesterday that I showed you, I would have been kept out of trouble because they didn't actually reach my entry. So here we are. We had that Euro news at quarter 2 there. As you can see, nothing came of it. Yeah, maybe a longer term thing. Maybe he's probably still talking actually. Speech. Some speeches last anything from 15 minutes to half an hour to an hour, maybe. Who knows? But that won't be a direct, it won't go whoosh like that. Or but the good news is you haven't lost any money. That's the most important thing. And now we're milling around the key zone area here. Anything with 3 zeros on psychological level, and here is where we are getting to. Sometimes on the hour they may move a little bit. Sometimes they do. At least we got a bit of a trend in market, although we can't get in it because unless we were here, if it was an hour earlier, we could maybe we could have caught that, but it is what it is. I'm not getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Switching my brain on half an hour before you lot. There's always other trades. That's the thing. There's always other trades. You just got to be patient. It's like waiting for the perfect wave, isn't it, Dale? There's a David here who caught the first buy earlier for 1% profit. Yeah, you don't go broke by taking a profit. There was another sell zone around 1086 area. 1086. 1086. Right, okay. Well, congratulations, David. 1.08 is, oh, I can't even get there. It's way up here. So I don't really understand that, but never mind. All right, we're coming down a bit. Let's put the MT4 on. One 10386. Okay, that makes sense. That's okay, David. Right. Will this have enough volume for a sell? For what we've seen the last hour, possibly not, but you never know. We'll have all the confirmations we need for a sell, maybe. Maybe things will change a bit at 9 o'clock. Just quickly look at the indicators on the 5 minute time frame. Although I don't go by them, they give you again a bigger picture sort of see again if that price comes down to swallow that up, and in 5 minutes time, even if it didn't, that parasol will be there. So therefore you can understand that there indeed may be a change, especially if it sweeps the parallel SAR, and then we may have a sell on our hands. So I'm back on the 1 minute again. Picking up sell orders. That's what this is. Thing is there enough sell orders for them to act and get our 2%? Because our stop loss will also be a sell order for them. So therefore they will, if there's not enough volume to do what they want to do, they will carry on doing this, and they'll see our stop loss along with other people's, obviously, and think, oh, we'll have that. Thank you very much. There's a sell order there. We'll collect that. So we'll get stopped out. But if there's enough sell orders for them to go to where they need to go, they'll go there and leave our stop loss alone, and then we'll get our 2%. And the fact that we've seen all this sideways moving, picking up sell orders and buy orders, they're picking up all sorts of orders here, gaining strength. Maybe we might get away with it if they do go below that, if we get a sell alert, if the trend line turns red, and if the wave turns red and all that good stuff. But at the moment, as you can see, they are still picking up more orders. Yeah, I should imagine a lot of retail traders will want to put their stop loss on the key zone area itself. That's where their stop loss will be. So they'll want to go and take that for themselves, the banks, which have already started doing before they head south. So we're at 9 o'clock now. Well, 1 minute to 9. Let's see what this 9 and the 901 candle does. And then if nothing happens, we have to say goodbye, because this could effectively, don't know how long this is going to last like this. And they might even decide to carry on up a bit. Going to finish at some stage. Going to have to leave you on a cliffhanger. Are we going to have a sell opportunity, or is it going to carry on? It might potentially could still go up, you know. big selling, I'd say big, it's a mini candle, but selling power there. Then they've decided, oh, don't know what we're doing now. We've stalled a bit. Buyers have tried to be in charge. No, no, we're on a sell. So that's a good sign. About that parallel size flipped. Yeah, there we go. It's flipped on the 5 minute, which is good. Now we're waiting for it to flip on the 1 minute. Trend line's going red. Volume ribbon's gone red. When that flips, we could get ourselves a seller alert. Price will probably need to be down here somewhere before we get in. I'm going to stay on, actually. I can't leave it like this, can I? Right, so this is where I want the stop loss here. Just there. As you can see, that sell did flip on and off momentarily. It's back on again. I'm going to wait to for 3 pips, I think, give it a bit more of confirmation before I get into a sell. Nothing, there's nothing concrete here, is there, at the moment? Very nervy. There's no decisiveness in these, what's going on. So that's why I'm waiting for a bit more confirmation that at least we are heading the right direction. So 3 or even 4 pips would be prudent to go for. Is it just coming down to mark that imbalance on that candle there? I think if it gets to three pips, I'm in. Keeping my powder dry at the minute. Waiting for that to say 3-0. If it does. It's very nervy action, whatever's going on. It's not a done deal, this sell yet, I don't think. Just waiting for extra confirmation. Mm-hmm. I'll put that a little bit up there. Oh, sorry, that was alerts for other things that I'm looking at. Yeah, very nervy action, isn't it? It's not not what we used to see with the EUR USD. Right, I'm in for the sell. 3.1 pips. Now, if it loses, I lose 1%. Sounds obvious, but it's true. And all right, this is where there we go. This is where I was. 3.1, which is there. So this is where I am. 2 pips. 2 to 1 goes down there. And oh, look, if we do get to this area here, I may put my stop loss to my entry, fearing a bounce or a break, maybe, if we do get to those heady heights. But the nervy action I'm seeing, I wouldn't be surprised if we do shoot on up and I have a 1% loss. But hey, it's only a 1% loss, no big deal. Because it's very, very nervy, tentative action. And in fact, we are still going sideways, even though we hope of anticipation of a deeper sell, possibly to get into these imbalance areas down here. But they could take their time doing that. We don't know when they're going to do that. On the 5 minute, we've got Parabolisaurus, which is above, but is our stop loss deep enough? According to our strategy and our tactics, we are following that because we have a 65 to 75% win rate doing exactly that, but that means there's a 25% chance it doesn't work, you know. But having said all that, big boys and girls, accept the 1% loss. No big deal. Come back later on if you have time. If not, come back on Monday. No, sorry, Tuesday. Well, you can do Monday afternoon, maybe. But I don't do Monday mornings because that's when the markets are setting up. And that's officially when you get sort of some craziness going on, although there is craziness going on even now. But officially, there is craziness going on usually on a Monday morning. Anyway. So I'm going to go on mute, let this play out. It'll be what it'll be. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Having a great weekend. I'll leave this being recorded and let this play out one way or the other. And have a great weekend, everybody. And speak to you soon. So if anybody's still listening, now I'm going to put my stop loss to my entry because the Parabol SAR is there. Now I've got a risk-free trade, and that's what's going to happen. I either get 2% or break even. Let's have a look and see where we are on the trading view. So I've just been down to make a cup of tea. Don't know about you guys. We're coming up to that support and resistance line. That's at 10389. So just to remind me, 10389. There. That's a bit of a hurdle to cross. Well, that's a shame. I broke even on that trade after all that, but that's the way it goes in the trading conditions we have at the moment. I'm disappointed, but I haven't lost any money. So I hope you got a little bit of education out of all this and speak to you soon. Cheers for now then. Bye. So, Academy 55 on my second trade of the day. Broke even on the first one. Friday, the 7th of February. It's now 5 to 10 in the morning. My stop loss is just above the trend line, which is red. Price action is very, very nervy. So, it's not ideal trading conditions. But it's only a 1% loss if that's indeed what happens anyway. This area here is an important support and resistance area which bounced off before. So let's hope we have enough volume this time to break it, in which case I'm more confident of getting my 2%, but we'll see. It is what it is. Well, we've had just enough volume to break that line now, which is good to see. No more fear of bounce or break. So let's hopefully will price want to go and reach the purple line down here. Let's hope we reach our 2% target, because we're very so. So protecting my equity at all time, taking my stop loss down to my entry because the Parabots is beyond my entry line now. So I'm risk-free again. Just need that extra little push to hopefully get my 2%. But it's still reacting off that line, could be. Do I take it now? Or do I just wait for a 2% outcome? I think I might actually take it now, and go, yeah. Don't wish to push the boundaries too much. And I'm taking my trade now. Thank you for watching.